It's time for the Hallelujah Kidz! Yay!
Celebrate your life. Celebrate your life. Love others as yourself. In times of need, be a friend indeed.
Good morning, Bishop.
Good morning.
I'm Mr. Groove. This is my sister, Kelly Bailey. Good morning, Bishop.
Kelly Belly, how are you today?
I'm fine. And there's one more to say good morning to you, and that's Sparkle.
Hi, I'm Sparkle.
And we're the Hallelujah Kidz. Yeah. Woo!
You all have a lot of energy this morning. It's wonderful to see it.
Thank you. Well, you know we're little kids, so we like to jump around and scream and holler and laugh. So we want to thank you for being with us this morning.
You're very welcome. And I love Sparkle's fur and especially those eyelashes. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Me too. As you can see, I don't have any, but I sure like to borrow some.
I know. Me too. When you get older, kids, you start losing your eyelashes. I'm just saying.
Okay. So, Bishop. Let me talk too, okay? Okay, sorry. Bishop, where are you? Where are you located?
Oh, that is a great question. So I am in Memphis, Tennessee, which is right on the Mississippi River, and I serve in the Diocese of West Tennessee.
Wow. So, you know that we're in a pandemic right now. How has it affected you and your church?
I tell you, big adjustments. Most of the churches had to close down because of COVID, which was really hard on a lot of people. But the great thing is that we have learned how to use social media. So we have been on Zoom or Facebook or our diocesan website, still staying connected emotionally, even when we can't be together in person.
Oh, that's really wonderful. I was hoping that the churches didn't lose members or financial support from everybody.
Well, you know, we do have some folk here in Memphis who unfortunately have died of COVID, and it's really hard whenever you lose a loved one. But then when you can't gather as a family with lots of people to support one another and hug one another and cry together and share all the happy stories and memories, it makes it even harder. And I have to say that some of our members have had their hours cut back in terms of their work schedule because of COVID. So some congregations have had less money, and there are actually so many needs in the community that they've been giving more money to help people who are struggling.
Oh, okay. That sounds like a good plan, Bishop. So, Bishop, you know this is Women's History Month.
Yes.
And we want to know. Can I talk too? You know you girls talk all the time. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yes. Bishop, did you always want to be a bishop? Or when you were a little girl, did you dream of becoming a priest? Or how did you get started?
Oh my gosh. None of the above.
Uh-oh.
When I was a little girl and I grew up in Arkansas, I wasn't sure what I wanted to be when I grew up. So it actually took me a while to hear God's voice speaking to me. And you know, there's so many ways that we can hear God, but for me, I really hear God through other people, through friends and family members, and you know, sometimes even strangers. So I was an attorney. I was practicing law before I went to seminary. And the short story is that 3 different congregations and 3 different dioceses where I was serving as a layperson said to me, Phoebe, it really seems like you have a calling on your life to be ordained. And I was like, no, thank you. Once, no, thank you. Twice, no, thank you. The third time, it took me about 15 years to hear that God was calling me to be a priest. And so after I had been a priest for maybe 10 years or so, and people started saying, have you ever considered being a bishop? At first, I said the same thing. No, not me. I'm not bishop material. But I remembered back to my journey of how God used other people to tell me to deliver the message that God wanted me to serve the church as a priest. So I listened when people were telling me about being a bishop. It didn't quite take 15 years that long. And I have to say 2 things. So number one, I went to seminary in my 40s, which I know probably sounds really old to you kids, but it's never too late to start something new, to go back to school, to learn a new skill. Never too late. And the other thing is, God is always right. Because this time of me being ordained, first as a deacon, then as a priest, and now as a bishop, has been the most amazing thing that I ever could have done. So God was right all along.
That's right. God is always right. But tell me, were you ever afraid, or did you struggle to get to where you are now?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I was afraid because, whenever you're a leader in any organization, that takes a lot of confidence. It takes a lot of skill. And when you're talking about being a leader in the church, for me, that's even a higher level of responsibility because you are journeying with people, walking with people in their relationship with God. So I did a lot of praying, and I asked family members and close friends also to pray for me when I was trying to figure out how God wanted me to use my gifts and my skills. And some days, I have to tell you, even as a bishop, I still feel overwhelmed sometimes. Even today, I still feel sometimes like, Lord, can I really do it? So I don't think that ever ends, right? We're always having some periods where we're stretched beyond where we're comfortable.
So what would you say was your biggest struggle?
Wow. I think there are a number of struggles when you're leading an organization. One is, how do you create a situation where you allow all sorts of voices to be a part of the conversation? And it's so great that I'm talking to you as young people, because sometimes in our churches, we might have young people sitting in the pews or in Sunday school, but we don't always listen to see what it is they need from the church. So one struggle is, how can I hear from all of the voices, including the voices of children?
Wow, that is so amazing. That's why we're here. We're the Hallelujah Kidz, and we try to talk to people throughout the world about their relationship with God and what they're doing. So that brings us to our Sunday school lesson for today, which is about the 10 Commandments.
Yeah.
Wow. So Bishop, why do you think God gave the Hebrew children the 10 Commandments?
I think God saw the Hebrew children struggling with how to live their lives, how to structure their lives. And I believe he gave them the 10 Commandments as a gift. I think they considered those principles to be a blessing because they had a better idea of how God wanted them to live.
Do you think that we should still follow them, or do you think they're, I don't know how to put this, but are they still any good?
Yes, they are. Absolutely. Now, we have the 10 Commandments, but there were other laws that God had handed down to the Hebrew people through various prophets. And I believe at the time of Jesus, there were over 600 laws. Jesus summarized all of them into a two-part commandment. One is to love the Lord your God with all your heart and soul and mind and strength. And the second one is to love your neighbor as yourself. So if we are doing those two things, we'll actually cover all of the 10 Commandments.
Okay. Well, I try to follow them. It's not hard for me because I'm only 6.
Yeah, me too. Only thing I might do is I don't listen to my mother and father all the time.
Yeah, because you're always taking cookies and you're not supposed to. And you flirt.
If you're taking cookies that you're not supposed to, then you're not following the 10 Commandments now.
See, I told you.
Oh, be quiet. God will forgive me, won't he, Bishop?
Absolutely. Absolutely. What about Sparkle? Sparkle, are you able, do you think, to do the things that God asked you to do?
Yes.
Excellent.
I think Ellie Belly forgot her question. Or
Sparkle, didn't you want to ask the bishop something?
Yes.
What is it?
How do I follow all the 10 commandments?
How do you follow the 10 Commandments? That's a great question. When I'm thinking about how to do that, I always ask myself before I do something or before I say something, would I appreciate having this thing done to me? So for example, so I have one younger sister and 2 younger brothers. There are 4 in my family. And when I was a girl growing up, sometimes my sister would take my stuff and I would be so angry and I would just want to yell at her, stop, stop, stop. But I have to ask myself, would I want someone yelling at me? And when I ask myself that question, the answer is no. So then I shouldn't yell at her if I don't like it when people yell at me. So one of the ways to see if you're following the 10 Commandments is to think, if somebody were to do this to me, would I like it or would it hurt me? And if it would hurt me, then maybe I should think twice before I do it.
that is awesome.
It sure is.
Oh, wow, you're so smart. I can see why you're a bishop. That is so inspiring. You hear that? Oh, thank you, Bishop.
I'm so glad that you all are hugging and showing so much love. That is wonderful. Just like our presiding bishop, Michael Curry. Bishop Curry is always talking about the way of love, and you all are showing love right here on the screen.
Yes, and we only get to hug each other and sparkle because of COVID, so we got to do social distancing. So we hug all the time, even though we're brother and sister.
I'm part of your family also.
Yes, you are, Sparkle. You're part of our family. So, Bishop, do you like knock-knock jokes?
I don't know them really well, but I'll try. I'm game.
Okay. So Sparkle has a knock-knock joke for you.
Okay.
Sparkle?
Knock, knock,
Who's there?
bacon.
Bacon who?
I'm just begging you for a hug.
Ellie Belly is so funny.
Yes.
So, Bishop, I got a question for you.
Okay.
No, I'm Mr. Groove. So, Bishop,
Yes.
got a boyfriend?
Oh my gosh. I do not have a boyfriend right now. I moved to Memphis about 1.5 years ago, and I have been working so much that I have not had time to really get out. And then, of course, COVID hit. So I've been kind of locked in my house too. But maybe when COVID is over, I can work on that. Now, what about you? Do you have a girlfriend?
Well, I'm trying to get one right now. So if you get time, you call me and we'll see if we could go have some tea or some hot dogs and some juice. Okay, I'm available. And you,
I'm happy to have tea and hot dogs and juice with you. However, I think you're a little young for me. So why don't we just have a regular play date? We don't have to go to boyfriend and girlfriend status, but we can just have a regular play date.
Okay, that sounds the best. You're the best, Bishop. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We look forward to being with you.
Yeah, Bishop, he's so bad. He flirts with everybody. He doesn't care about age or anything. He's just a bad boy. You're a bad boy, Groovy.
I know, but I can't help it.
So, Bishop, we want to thank you for your time and your inspiration and your knowledge. We really appreciate it.
Yes, we do. And we'll see you next time, Bishop, okay? Say bye.
Thank you so much. And Sparkle, thank you for showing up too.
Bye.
Bye.
Play soccer.